AI is now capable of producing a wide range of artistic mediums, including paintings and drawings in the Ghibli or Disney Pixar styles. AI can write movie screenplays and dialogue in a matter of seconds, and it can even compose songs in Anne-Marie's voice. The question that emerges in such a scenario is, will AI spell the end for artists? Is there still room for human ingenuity? The inferior form of artificial intelligence is now Hollywood's copycats, who have only copied and pasted songs and movies. However, what will the millions of independent artists do? Greetings, companions. It had been stated quite plainly by renowned American author Mark Twain that no concept is novel, no such thing as a new idea exists. According to him, the majority of human inventions and new concepts are always composed of pre-existing concepts and their variations. He likened this creative process to a kaleidoscope in his mind. Are you familiar with a kaleidoscope? Something like this. Because of the beads, you can see vibrant patterns in it. According to him, the creative process is a mental kaleidoscope in which previously held notions are like vibrant beads that can be shaken to create intriguing new combinations. Many people today minimize artificial intelligence technology by claiming that it is incapable of original thought. However, the question of whether or not people are capable of original thought is raised by Mark Twain. Let me explain the basic operation of AI technology for those of you who are unfamiliar with it. It receives a lot of data input, like ChatGPT. It was fed data in the form of books, research papers, and as much information as could be found online. Additionally, AI evaluates, processes, and gains knowledge from that data, learning human languages, identifying various patterns, and becoming familiar with various artistic mediums. AI then mimics this knowledge to provide you with the response when you ask it. When AI is given William Shakespeare's poems, for instance, it evaluates Shakespeare's style. What terms are used? Which patterns are there? What language is being used here? Additionally, AI will produce a poem for you in a matter of seconds the next time you ask it to write a poem about hair fall in the manner of William Shakespeare. All poets worldwide can be treated in the same way. William Blake and Robert Frost. AI is capable of creating art for you in addition to poetry. In recent months, the Ghibli trend has gained a lot of popularity. You must have already created Ghibli-style images with ChatGPT and Grok. Or you must have seen it on social media at the very least. Pictures like that. How can AI accomplish this? Utilizing the same procedure. The movies from Studio Ghibli were used as data input for AI. After analyzing their style, AI overlaid it on your photo. This also applies to songs. People who represent human creativity will argue that this isn't art. This isn't true art, it's just a copy of someone else's style. But consider this. What happens when people learn to create art in art schools, and when art is produced by humans? Shakespeare, William Blake, Robert Frost, and many others are taught to us in college or in an English honors course. And the works of many of these well-known authors are taught. What is covered in the course for the Bachelor of Fine Arts? Renowned painters such as Frida Kahlo, Rembrandt, and Van Gogh, learning about their art, studying various painting schools. World cinema masterpieces are shown to students at film schools. The students then analyze these styles. The art schools feed data to people in the same way that AI does. When these artists discuss their work in the shadow of these renowned artists, they frequently do so with pride. They say things like that with a philosophical mindset. Wong Kar-wai's film, In the Mood for Love, its look and feel was my inspiration for this scene. When someone guesses that Paul Cézanne is their favorite painter after seeing their paintings in an exhibition, the artist gets ecstatic, they acknowledge it and claim that Cézanne has greatly influenced their art in an unconscious way. However, people consider this art to be offensive when AI creates a painting in the style of Cézanne in a matter of seconds, a slight to life. This is like my dog is precious, but yours is just a dog. It's an inspiration if I do it, but it's an imitation if AI does it. The fact that over half of the older songs you enjoy were plagiarized will surprise you. However, no one can match AI in terms of copying or imitating. Because the data that the human brain gathers from watching movies and listening to music is insignificant compared to the volume of data that AI uses. Furthermore, AI is faster than humans at task completion. You will receive the entire song in a matter of seconds after providing the prompt. Because of this, these imitators are now the less than ideal form of artificial intelligence. Look, I'm not saying that drawing inspiration from other works of art and movies is bad. I'm not saying it's bad. However, it becomes wrong if someone copies something mindlessly and without original thought. However, the issue of the film factory's formula films is 10 times more serious than this. The hero will enter in this manner. The villain's entrance sound effects. The ambulance arrives in the same manner if someone is hurt and needs to be taken to the hospital. The patient is carried on a stretcher through the hospital hallway. It has gotten monotonous after seeing these cliched pictures so frequently. Some claim that Hollywood has lost its soul. There are no creatives in the production companies to screen the movie scripts. MBAs are employed by them. They don't want to take the chance of trying something different. What has previously worked is what they wish to do. In terms of standardizing recipes, greedy film companies are now in competition with KFC and McDonald's. Whether a McDonald's burger is prepared by a human or a robot is irrelevant. In a similar vein, it makes no difference whether a human or artificial intelligence handles the different tasks involved in filmmaking. It will be challenging for humans to compete with AI if they only wish to produce such factory formula films. In the past, 10 people would search for older, highly successful Hollywood films in a film production office. However, AI already has the plots and revenue for thousands of movies. AI can read 40-page scripts or pitch decks in a matter of seconds, saving MBA graduates who would have spent days reading them. Furthermore, AI is more advanced than humans. Through the analysis of target segments and various parameters, the film's character arc, plot twists, and tension can all be optimized. It can work longer and produce better results, in addition to operating more quickly and consistently. Because of this, the writers in Hollywood have already gone on strike. Because script writing is being done with AI software is also available for creating storyboards. AI will have no trouble at all with tasks like short selection and dialogue writing. Even the editors fear being replaced because of the frequent cuts that show everything in slow motion from various perspectives. This will not happen in the future. Editors and animators still fear that AI will endanger their careers. AI-generated digital replicas can also take the place of extras in films. The problem is that each employee in these movie factories was merely a tiny cog in the large wheel. And it's easy to replace them. And it's hard for these large corporations to resist this temptation. To boost their profits, they will consider reducing expenses and firing these individuals. However, the question is, has this not happened before? When machines took the place of handloom weavers, carpenters, ironsmiths, and bakers. Like a monster, machines invaded their lives and took their bread. The sketch artist was replaced by the camera. The photographers were supplanted by mobile phone cameras. Computers took the place of thousands of bookkeepers and accountants. More and more people were replaced by software as it grew more sophisticated. And with frequent layoffs, the IT industry is currently a notorious bloodbath. Assembly line workers are also being replaced by industrial robots. Housekeepers will soon be replaced by robots that have entered homes. Waiters in restaurants will soon be replaced by screens. They allow you to place your own food orders. In general, these capitalist corporations will replace friends and everything else that can be replaced, because maximizing profits is their stated goal. What, from a capitalist perspective, is the only reason to start a business? Let's make one thing clear. AI and humans are not at odds here. The real conflict here is between individual artists and corporations. Will the government impose any rules to prevent this? It looks challenging, because governments around the world act as stooges for these corporations. This is the cause of rising wealth inequality and unemployment. Given that this change cannot be stopped, the question of whether AI will permanently eliminate all artists' jobs emerges. Does human creativity have no place in this AI era? That's not true, friends. It's untrue because AI lacks something that people possess: individual experience. Since their work is fueled by their creativity and experiences, no filmmaker, writer, or editor is concerned about being supplanted by artificial intelligence. It's not as though they don't draw inspiration from other movies. Although they are, that inspiration is only in its purest form. Quentin Tarantino has said that he was very influenced by Sergio Leone. For this reason, attending film schools is perfectly acceptable. However, you shouldn't be confronted with renowned filmmakers like gods at film school, and their greatness overwhelms you. Watching a variety of films should be the goal of attending film school and going to the movies. And these movies ought to free you rather than bind you. You are inspired by someone rather than copying them, to perform an artistic act, to create your own personal style. It's not just about movies either. Step outside and take in the scenery. Take in as much as you can. After that, extract the nutrients, and turn it into a juice. Due to AI's capacity to gather vast amounts of data and information, however, only people can fully immerse themselves in an experience, and only humans are capable of this creative process, because of those experiences and the creation that originates within us. Jim Jarmusch, the face of American independent film, offered a similar piece of counsel. Like him, he thinks nothing is really unique, and encourages others to steal from any source that stimulates their creativity or imagination. Music, books, paintings, photographs, poetry, dreams, our dreams. Architecture, bridges, street signs, trees, clouds, lakes and rivers, lights and shadows, older and newer films, and more. Allow yourself to take it all in. Only the elements that speak directly to your soul should be stolen. Additionally, I believe that using AI is perfectly acceptable as long as you maintain your authenticity. Because AI is not taking the place of your creativity in this way, it's only a tool. A computer, a smartphone, and a calculator are all examples of tools. Artists used to draw everything by hand before computers and tablets were invented. With the adoption of these new tools, artists are now using tablets to paint. However, their inventiveness was not replaced by this. They simply discovered a new method of operation. Why shouldn't an individual artist use artificial intelligence, AI, to enhance his creative expression when large corporations are using it to reduce costs? In this case, AI offers us a significant advantage that most people aren't yet aware of. Artificial intelligence is not only simplifying the lives of large corporations, but also those of individuals. Costs are being drastically cut. Let's say you write a children's book but lack the money to have it illustrated. AI has made it possible for you to do this on your own. You can ask AI to find a story if you want to make a short film, but are having trouble finding good ones in the public domain. AI saves a lot more time than Google search. AI has made it possible for an individual to create entire animation films and computer games without the need for teams of hundreds of workers. AI is giving independent artists the ability to compete with large companies. Therefore, as an artist, you should stop attempting to defend your mechanical jobs in these corporate factories. To become an enterprising artist, use these resources. Because of this, it is now essential to learn how to use these AI tools. Many thanks for watching the video, friends.